So this was a deck that we had played the very first day that the set had released. It was a build around for Drizzt, and while this felt like a very reasonable top end, we're keeping the copies of him in here. The rest of this just felt very good as well. I think Sentinel, let's actually fix one thing here. I think Sentinel is actually one of the better cards in the format in terms of 1-drops. I think Usher is another good 1-drop. The rest of the cards of this deck are just like pretty good rate cards. We've got things like Maul, the Skyclaves for evasion, Elite Spellbinder for a little bit of disruption, etc. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games again with this and see how it feels this afternoon. Yeah, I don't have any of those deck lists handy. When I sit down to put decks together for the rest of the week, I'm going to poke through some of the things we had from submissions yesterday for sure. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit quiet during our first game or two here while I eat the lunch that my lovely wife has brought me. So I'll be. Creature lands, ladies and gentlemen. Creature lands. This hand's kind of absurd. Loyal Warhound lets us Breakstorm on the draw here, hopefully. So, we just fire up the old dragon here. An attack. Cave of the Frost Dragon, chat. 2-0 to start. I'm surprised there haven't been more people that have worked on... I'm surprised there have been more people working on green-white aggro. Because, like, white aggro is good and green aggro is good. So, like, they're two great flavors that should taste great together, right? Although I suppose not all great flavors necessarily taste great together. To give you an example, my 6-year-old the other day took a strawberry and set it in between 2 Doritos and decided to eat it like a sandwich. Sugio Factory, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. What? They were both things he likes eating. He likes Doritos and he likes strawberries, chat. Yeah, you get to go... Someone said tap lands are the reason to not play both. Kinda. I mean, like... I'm only playing 3 tap lands, and even, like, green aggro plays a bunch of spell creatures as tap lands, right? This is humiliating. Judgment. Did you follow because you're passing judgment on the strawberry and Dorito sandwich? Is that why you had to follow after the story? Well, So do I... Yes, more or less. Thanks for the sub, too. So, with the white source, do I Aspirant into Usher and get that pumping up? I'm kind of expecting them to have a removal spell for this next turn. So I think we just do this. the removal spell I was expecting. Skyclave would imply a more mid-rangey build, so maybe they don't have sweepers. Could still have sweepers, but it's a maybe. We'll get to boast this. We'll get to play this land drop. We'll get to cast the Werewolf pack leader here. And then hopefully we get to draw a card with this next turn. Could also see another piece of interaction out of them as well, obviously. Strawberry and cream Doritos from the official Doritos UK Instagram. Has science gone too far? Do I cash in one of these to draw a card, or do I want to play Drizzt this turn? I think I want to draw. Okay, and then next turn, we get to draw another card and then do this. Keeping their life total low from this attack also has value since they have Valkyrie in play. Hoping to fade Fajara's Retribution here. Okay, Starheim's a little scary, but that takes a turn to pop off, so that's nice. Have a solid attack here. Wonder if they have a... They have an exile target mono-colored thing here. It could be in a little bit of trouble. Nice. We'll save this for next turn. What level is our opponent on here, chat? Do they have the exile spell and they're trying to get us to spend our mana? Or do they just not know that pack leader has text? I think I'm going to show our opponent some respect and assume they have the Vanishing Verse. I'm going to pass here. I'm happy just hitting them for 5. It's not even about fear. It's just like putting Drizzt into play for next turn has a lot of value, right? Yeah, look at that. They were trying to get us, chat. They were trying to get us. Well played by the opponent there. That's what you want to do, right? When your opponent makes a block like that, that plays into your onboard trick, you want to ask yourself, okay, well, why are they doing this? What could they have? Should we be playing around it? Is it worth playing around, etc.? That being said, chat, who's ready to plow? Are you ready to plow? I guess I can make another mana with these two as well. I guess I push less damage that way though, right? Yeah, let's just make this as a 4/4. Crunch. Do'Urden here has double strike. I don't know what their optimal blocks look like here. Thankfully, it's not my job to figure it out. Joker Jokes, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. What's going on, Sarah Angel? Good afternoon. Yeah, I think they have to lose a Valkyrie here. And even if they do, we're still going to put them pretty low, right? So they can, like, block this here, and then they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They could block here and go to 1, but they do have to chump block with at least one of these. This leaves us in a good spot. Yeah, so this is them going to 1. Looking at their block options, it's probably correct. Alright, so they get to Starheim back up to 9 here. It's a pretty big jump. This is actually a decent draw here, because it lets Drizzt not trade with a 4/4, which is great. Yeah, these two are two great flavors that taste great together for sure. And we can hold up Werewolf Pack activation. Okay, so am I supposed to attack with these is the question. Probably not. What happens if they eat one of these? Let's say they eat one of these and they go like trade. They die? Okay, so they can't even eat one of these, right? If they eat one of these, they have to chump Drizzt. They probably have to chump this anyways, right? They go together like Doritos and strawberries. Alright, opponent making our combat decision easy for us. Shout. Appreciate you. I think there's a good chance that Cheval is correct there. But I definitely had permutations to go through with cards we could draw. Gosh, we had to wait 34 seconds to find an opponent, chat. See, this is why there's no best of 3 queue. You'd probably have to wait like 64 seconds to find an opponent in best of 3. I'm gonna go for the high risk, high reward play. I'm gonna play Sentinel on 1 here. And then if we hit either an untapped land of any color here, we go Thing. Sedge. Our card back is sweet. Right on time, Basic Forest. Welcome to the party. Alright, I actually don't want to play this turn. Because, playing the tapped land this turn lets me, Drizzt next turn with the Sentinel. We used up our variants on that one land earlier. Yeah, big mood. Could have had our cake and eaten it too, chat. The running untapped lands after we really needed one sooner is, Yeah, I mean, like, the all-access standard event is just, like, no stakes, basically, right? So, like, the tryhards have their cards at this point. I'd imagine it's a lot of people doing more sweet things than not. And, like, there's basically no stakes. You just, like, concede if they're tryharding. What on God's green earth does pass holding up 4 white mana mean? What do they have? Settler wreckage. Get out of here. Yep. Alright, one Maul of the Skyclaves, please. This is fine. Asked for an untapped land and received an embarrassment of riches. My deck's just like, what, Jeff? You wanted an untapped land. My deck probably thinks we're very ungrateful right now. Alright, so do we Sentinel Usher or do we Luminarch to get her going? I think I want to get Luminarch going. And then next turn we probably do these so we can set up for Drizzt on turn 4. And then I'd prefer they don't kill Luminarch, so I'm going to stack counters on other things to make them look more appealing. I'll level up Ranger class and crack me for 8 here. Ow. Make the cat a 5/2. That way, whenever they put a counter on with this, trades with this. Blizzard Brawl is really good. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Gonna die to Blizzard Brawl all the doo-dah day. Your second Blizzard Brawl? Thanks for wasting my time. Cast your spells quicker. Our mistake that game was not winning the die roll. That's one of those ones where it would be nice if we could have best of 3. Having 2 chances to break serve would be a big deal. Or just too far behind and lost too much tempo being on the draw. It's not even that mono green's a powerhouse. It's just that, like, aggro decks are good on the play is true in, like, every Magic format since the beginning of time. It's like, it's fine. It's, like, far from busted. So, next turn, even if we miss the land, we can go 1-2, which is nice. Nice, and we hit the land. So let's go... Let's go Spellbinder to start, see what's up on the other side. It's a bit of a punish. Wasn't really expecting that one. Blue Red Dragons doesn't usually play it, so maybe they're like Grixis or some other variation. I guess because of that, I should lead on the Usher of the Fallen here, right? And then I just like Ranger class and like attack. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna attack and then Ranger class. No, I'm so dumb. Now my Ranger class gets Jawari disruptioned. Negated. Sure, deal. In. Inverted versus. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Do. Gotta kick him in while he's down. That's fine. I've got a lot of high impact cards in my hand, so like, if they're using Assault coming up on my 2-mana 3/1, that's probably a win for me. Is it crazy to hold this back so they can't gold span me next turn? It might be. They didn't have a removal spell there. So they have to draw one to punish this. Weird that they did this before their land drop. Or after their land drop instead of before. Oh, they must have found this off of Expressive. That's what happened there. We're gonna do Jumpstart Spoiler Review in like 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. I've been playing this deck for about half an hour, and I want to do about an hour with it. So we're gonna take a big hit this turn, but then I get to slide the Maul over onto the Pupper. And have another blocker for next turn that demands a removal spell, which is nice. They just clicked through it. You have to set a stop usually. I think they just clicked through it. Opponent just missed 4 points of damage here. Yes, the opponent missed 4 points of damage there. Nah, sideboard cards are pretty situational in a hero. What you want to play depends on what the format looks like. Really pretty hard to say. So confused right now. Sure, I guess. So, If I get this big enough to not die to Dragonfire, it should be good for us. Let's get this attack in here and get the counter off of this. Is there Banefire in this format? I don't think so. Maul the Skyclaves is like a card that's been consistently impressive in this deck. It's looked real good every time we've played it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop Drizzt here, and then we'll stack 2 counters on the Spellbinder. So that way, if they want to kill it in combat, they have to trade the Goldspan Dragon, as opposed to the Prismari. Both of these cards, just such excellent aggressive tools. None of our 8 good 1-drops, but this definitely feels like it's in the range of keepable. We are on the draw, so we got a shot. Jaspera Sentinel on the play. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. It would be really nice if we could get a game against this green deck where we're on the play. Feels like we're probably just going to get outclassed on the draw here again. Especially with them having Sentinel. Their start's pretty solid here. Huh. Are they going to go Ranger class into level Ranger class attack for 5? Well, ain't that a bag of dicks? That is an excellent draw. Ramp it up. Do we just chill with everybody on defense to threaten the triple block? I think we do. This gives itself trample and extra attack, but it does not give itself extra toughness. If we can dodge a Blizzard Brawl, we can dodge a ball. Second inscription also ends in disaster here. We do this. We could run back the double block. The problem is, it's just been drawing them so many cards. Would you describe this werewolf as a pack of one, chat? It's a real lone wolf, if you would. It did work really well last time. Yeah, Maul would be... And Maul's not even that good, actually, right? Because he's have reach, for whatever reason. This is a pretty decent game considering we were on the draw. Their start was good. A lot of 1/1 cards. We likely would have won this game had this Elite Spellbinder been a Skyclave apparition. And someone was actually asking a second ago, Jeff, what would the sideboard of this deck look like? There's definitely 4 Skyclave apparitions in this 75. In fact, it could be correct that based on... I don't even know if it's correct, actually. So, like... And this is the downside of best of one again. In addition to not being able to break serve, you have to pick and choose which matchups you're hedging, right? So I've elected to play Elite Spellbinder in this deck, which is better against the control and mid-range decks in this format, and the Dragons decks. Skyclave Apparition is better against the green aggro, and there's just been good amounts of both on the ladder, so you're basically just like flipping a coin and picking your poison on which of those types of matchups you want to hedge. And that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy Magic as a best of 3 game more, is because you don't have to do that. You can hedge a game 1, but then ultimately be prepared for everything in your post-board games. Nice. Let's do this, and then do this. Speaking of black-white control decks. They want to trade Spellbinder here. Okay. So it's definitely important that we get this leveled up somewhat soon. That's a decent draw. I get to check for blood on the snow here. There she blows. So if they want to kill this, they have to trade both their things. Oh, I guess they get to kill my Spellbinder if they do this. They block like this, right? Then they're not getting a treasure token. So that seems fine. Nice. Yeah, free 2-pointer. We take those. I guess the Merchant with the Shambling Nast is actually pretty good here, because they can play it, and then they can pay 2 to sacrifice the Ghast at whenever they want. Hopefully they play their Learn Dorko out here. Perfect. So they can't Blood on the Snow this turn, but they can do it next turn. They can, however, Mascot Exhibition this turn. Should they choose. But if they Mascot Exhibition, then they don't have that as a follow-up for their Sweeper after they do that next turn, most likely. Dexy, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Yeah, I think we're holding the Aspirant for post-snow. And ideally, I'm going to level this Ranger class to 4 before they snow. So they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They have 19 power in play. Right? 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 15, 19. What if I attack with both of these and then level this? Level this? Oh, I guess they can't Blood on the Snow me next turn now, huh? So do I Aspirant now because they can't Blood on the Snow me until the turn after next? So like I attack for 10 this turn in the air if I play Luminarch? Because this is 8 at the moment, and they only have 6. So long as I don't attack on the ground, this can't make a treasure. And then, theoretically, they're dead in the air next turn. They could have a second Blood in the Snow in hand, but I don't think we can play around that. Yep, just dead in the air. Getting to play Maul and Ranger class might be the 2 best aggressive tools in this format. Getting to play both of them together feels pretty good. Luminarch Aspirant, also fantastic. Luminarch and Ranger class let you just, like, add 2 power to the table every turn. Lets you snowball your board state really quickly. Sure, not an amazing hand, but definitely keepable. Go this, probably go Treeline, attack for 1, Kazandu Mammoth on 3. We have this on 4, this on 5. Ooh, do I need to do this? This lets me check for... This hits harder. I'm gonna do the one that hits harder. This could get counterspelled next turn, but hitting for 6 next turn sounds really appealing. 5th land's actually decent with the Do'Urden in hand. It's a decent follow-up when they sweep the board. Got me. Let's take a peekaboo and see what's up. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a card you can play in best of one. Legal Magic the Gathering card. Listen, opponent, you're going to learn very quickly that my green-white deck, not particularly talented. They're trying their best, but they just ain't got the skills. We withdrew from the test of talents. Yeah, just not into it. Got me. Ooh, so I shouldn't have played this on white. Fourth green was definitely more important than third white there. Okay. You have some birds. Meow. Yeah, Lumi swing with cat means they can just, like, block the two birds into the cat. It doesn't sound too appealing. So I think I like this. They, like, if they jump the Drizzt and take 6, they end up at 5. And, like, they get a draw with the Desert Doom, but it's whatever. Our Shadow Verdict off the top was very timely. Getting the last turn it could come. We'll hold on to Mammoth. I think that's almost assuredly a spell this game. One of the nice things about Do'Urden being in play is it is a threat that does not die to a Shadow's Verdict. You're one land off of taking us to the mascot exhibition. Okay, so currently dead on board. Bold strategy, Cotton. Who's got 2 thumbs and is all in? This guy right here. Is this a poison the cup? It's frustrating to see them get super rewarded for taking the risky play. They could have just cast this and instead they gambled and won. We're dead. I mean, like, what does that comment even mean, though, Salric? You knew they were playing Snow for a reason. Are you implying that I shouldn't have played my creatures out? Like, I don't understand how what you're commenting is in any way helpful or useful. Yep. I mean, like, the only thing there was to say there, like, the opponent drew their first sweeper on curve, and they drew their follow-up 2 sweepers at the points that they needed them. Wasn't really any meaningful counterplay that we could have had. I think I'm happy with all of the decisions that I made in that game. Oh, we get to be on the play? That's exciting. I'm excited to see how the green matchup goes when we get to be on the play. Is it my turn to snowball on the play, chat? Certainly feels like it. I guess they could Blizzard Brawl me next turn and kill this. Warhound gonna help us at a land drop because we're unlucky. And actually, I think with this draw, I'm gonna Luminarch and attack for 3 here. It's a few hours sometimes, Cordemi. Sorry about that, I know it's real annoying. I'm gonna make this a 3/3 so I can't trade with it? Nope. Alright, deal. Thanks for the 23 months, Sojourner. Good afternoon. It's technically optimal to play my stuff out post-combat, but, you know, smash. Ready to slam, chat? Welcome to the jam. It's time to slam. Honestly, even drawing another untapped land next turn is decent for us. We get to play second ranger class, level them both, and crash in. Okay. I wonder if this card would be good in here. Maybe we should test it at some point. Our deck does do a lot of 1/1 countery things. Let's just go to 4. I guess I could have like 2 Blizzard Brawls here to beat me. But outside of like double brawl here, we should be good to go. I guess they can have 2 blockers too. They need they need 2 1-mana plays. And then I put counter here, they block 4, take 7. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, King of DC, welcome back. Afternoon. It was a close race, even with them on the draw. My hand was pretty decent. Blizzard Brawl, such a good card. This deck is sweet. I think this is probably my favorite aggro deck I've played in the format. It feels like it's leveraging a lot of the cards that are reasonable from the other aggro decks and kind of blending them together nicely. It's like, I think if I had to pick the 3 best aggressive tools in this format, I think these would be my picks. What is going on? All right, there we go. I think these 3, in terms of how they build your board, is just so powerful. And I think these 2 might actually be in contention for the 2 best 1-drops we currently have that are legal. So that alone makes for a very good mix of things overall, I think. You get to play 22, 26 lands, and like this makes mana, and this technically fixes your mana a lot of the time. So you have a lot of pretty good consistency in what you have going on. What's going on, Cedric? Good afternoon. So I think I like what this one had going for it. I think like weak spots or things you could consider to change for metagame considerations is Elite Spellbinder here. Like I said, if you want to hedge the aggressive decks, this would definitely be better as Skyclave Apparition. I think the aggressive matchups like the green decks are a little bit better for us than the bigger decks like the Counterspell and the Control decks. So I think I like Spellbinder as a hedge there. If we were playing this in best of 3, like I said, I would definitely play Skyclave Apparitions in the sideboard so you could sub those out in the matchups where they're mediocre. It could also be worth considering that like maybe Loyal Warhound is just too cute and you would only want to play this in the board to board in when you're on the draw in the post-board games. So I could see it being right where like you cut this and play a split of Skyclaves and Spellbinders, but you know, like that last game we just played, you saw where we stumbled a little bit. This can definitely pull us up out of those games in addition to being really good when we're on the draw. How's Loyal Warhound been? Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a card that's just like probably a card that's much better in best of 3 than it is in best of 1. Like the fact that you can cut it when you're on the play in the post-board games, and it gives you more chances to break serve when you're on the draw, I think is good, but I think there's a chance that it might just get outclassed in best of 1 where you don't get to do that strategically with it as often. You just like, sometimes you're on the draw and you have it, and other times you don't. Devo, thanks for the follow, and Blad, thanks for re-upping for the 20th month, welcome back. All right, so we're done playing Magic for the day. Let's pull up the Historic Horizon spoilers that we've had. A couple people said we had a lot of exciting ones today, so let's take a peek at those. If you didn't catch the review of stuff we looked at yesterday, that's up on my YouTube channel already. I'll be posting a separate video for that every day.